Good morning and welcome to another Ministry Minute with Pastor T. Look here this morning, I'm talking about Jesus suffered so he can help us. I am in the New Living Translation Bible. I am in the book of Hebrews chapter 2 and I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, therefore, it was necessary for him to be made in every respect like us, his brothers and sisters, so that he could be our merciful and faithful high priest before God. Then he could offer a sacrifice that would take away the sins of the people. Since he himself has gone through suffering and testing, he is able to help us when we are being tested. Amen. Here it is, people of God. Look here. Now, Jesus has already gone through what we're going through right now. He's already suffered. He's already been tested. And he's passed the test. And so we must understand every time we find ourselves going through, we have to remember it's an open book test. And we have a master that has mastered the test. So we need to go to him first. After all these years of professing Christ, after all these years of saying I'm a child of God, why is it that when we find ourselves with our backs up against the wall, we go and tell our problems to everybody else? We murmur and complain to anybody who has a listening ear. We want any and everybody else to help us solve our problem instead of going to the one that's already been through some suffering, instead of going to the one who can help us. Many times we tell our problems and we gripe and mumble and moan and complain to folk that ain't got no power and no authority to help us out of our situation. And so we're really wasting our time, our energy, and our breath when we should go straight to Jesus and say, look here, Lord, help me to go through this test like you went through this test. Help me not to murmur and complain, to shut my mouth, not say a mumbling word, and go through the test and learn what I need to learn. Look here, people of God, we go through open book tests. We may suffer, and they tell you in the natural that it takes a little longer when you go to when you're doing open book tests, because you got to search and you got to find the answers. And so it is while we going through in the spirit realm. Guess what? We got to crack open the book. We got to search the scriptures. We got to find the answer that pertains to our situation. And sometimes for those of us who don't like to read, for those of us who don't like to study, it may take us a little bit longer because we're going to begin to ask everybody else for the answer when the answer is right in front of us. And so what you have to understand, people of God, Jesus suffered so that he could help us. And this is what the Bible declares. The Bible declares he came. He was made in respect, in every respect like us. Why? So that he could be our merciful and faithful high priest before God. Then he could offer a sacrifice that will take away the sins of the people. Look here, he telling us how he suffered. He telling us why he came in a respect. And he says, since he himself has gone through suffering and testing, he is able to help us when we are being tested. He's able to help us. Will you accept his help? Will you go to him? Will you set your pride aside and say, look here, Jesus, I can't do this one by myself. Look here, Jesus. This one is a bit tight. This one is a bit tough. Look here, Jesus. I ain't got no answers for this one. I need you. And so it is when we go to the right one. When we go to the one that's already walked this road, that already been down this pathway. Look, we'll be better off when we go through testing times. We'll be better off when it's our season of suffering. We'll be better off when we go to the one that has already suffered and that is able to help us when we are being tested. So on today, just know that Jesus is the answer. We've been running to everybody else and we have found ourselves no better off than when we started this test. So go to the one that can deliver, that can redeem, that can heal, that can save, and that can give us all the answers we need. Amen. God bless you. I hope you've enjoyed this ministry minute. And if it be the Lord's will, I'll be back Sunday with a preach word. You have yourselves a blessed day.